Okay guys, I have a 22 to 24 pound turkey here. I have my biggest magnet roaster. I have water about an inch from the top. It is still currently a little bit too frozen to pull the neck and the innards out. So I'm going to have to boil it down a little before I can do that. And this is probably going to be about a 4 to 5 hour process, boiling this down off the bone, adding water, so that I have my beautiful stock. I pulled the little thing out of the chest, you know, the little pop-up thing that pops up whenever your turkey's overcooked. Yeah, I pulled that out. No need for that. I'm not roasting this turkey for Thanksgiving or Christmas or a meal. I am canning this up for several meals. So I'll bring you back whenever I start flipping the turkey, turning the turkey, getting the bones moved to the side, you know, all that good stuff. All the bones, as I debone it, will be kept to the side where I will continue to make turkey broth after I get all the meat canned up. All right, well, I'll be back. Love you guys. Okay, everybody, I'm not setting you up on the tripod this time, but with all the ice that was inside the turkey, I ended up turning the turkey over with my husband's help. All the ice that was inside was really causing the water to rise up. So I took some of the stock out, put it to the side. That way, whenever that cooks down, I can just add that to it. Still haven't been able to get this out, but I did excuse the dishes in the sink, but I was able to get the neck out and the innards. I'm about to put the neck back in because there's wonderful meat on there. It will fit. There we go. Shove that in there. I've just been taking this and just kind of, you know, breaking some of the meat off of the carcass and getting it all up in there. It's a long, hard process. We are about 2.5 hours in. It's probably going to take me longer than I expected. I still have another turkey in my freezer I need to do this too. But there was no way I could get them both done today. So, just trying to get some of this meat off and get it in there so it can continue boiling down. And I just still got to get this piece out. But I got the innards out. I don't have to make a giblet gravy because it's not Thanksgiving or Christmas, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with the innards. I may feed them to the chickens or the dog, or I might just fry them up and eat them myself. All right, well, I'll bring y'all back whenever I'm a little further along. Long process, long process. Hello, everybody. Okay, last time y'all saw, I had just flipped it over breast side down. We just removed it from the heat. It's currently smoking. The jar is getting washed up. All that is fine. It's just a little browning from being up against the bottom of the pot. Hubby's about to help me remove this from this pot and let it start cooling off on a separate plate, so that we can debone it and get the bones back into the broth. Maybe. I haven't decided if I want to put the bones back in the broth and fill it up with water and reboil it some more, okay, so that I can get more bone broth, more turkey broth. But we're going to see how many jars I have available on whether or not we're going to do that. So still haven't gotten that plastic piece out, but it's fine. Turkey neck's down there. And all the innards we decided to put out to the chickens, so they just had them a nice little snack. All right. Look at the clarity on that. This is 8 ounces, 1 cup of turkey smelt I was able to get. Just turkey fat, turkey grease. And this will keep in my refrigerator for a few months. But little bit of grease to fry eggs with or whatever, so nothing goes to waste. There's the turkey on my pan, cooling off. It's still very hot. And then grab a pot holder. The fire's off on this. This is where I scoop the turkey smelt off. And if you look at that 1/4 inch layer all the way around the top, that's some more turkey smelt. So, as soon as I get that deboned, 120 something pound turkey deboned. Once I get it deboned, I will show y'all what I do. Okay, take 2. Okay, as of now, hubby and I are both just ripping meat off of the turkey, and we are shoving it in jars. Now we're packing these as deep as we can pack them. This one I've already pushed down, but when you get the meat in there, I mean, when I say we are packing, we are packing. And this was a huge turkey and it boiled for 6 hours, but it's still not completely cooked. But that's okay because this is gonna process, so it'll cook some more. I like to mix the white and dark meat together in my jars. And we're saving all of the bones and skin to put over there so we can make some more turkey broth. So the water that this was boiled in is what I will use to fill the jars. And don't be afraid, get up in there. It's a dirty job. It'll be all right. Just clean up like the dog's gonna be in heaven if any of this gets on the floor. So I'll bring you back whenever I'm a little bit further along after I've gotten the turkey deboned. I'd like to, some dark meat. Darker meat. It's not technically dark meat, but it's darker than the breast. Alright, and I'll bring you back when I'm a little bit further along. All my bones just going to the side. Okay, so we got 99% of the meat off of the turkey. Was able to fill up 5 jars. My canner holds 7, so I'm gonna do 2 extra jars of broth. But we have the meat stuffed in there as far as we can. And from this point, just to add our chicken stock. So, got my glass measuring cup. This is warm. I'm gonna pour that in. Okay, you want to leave an inch headspace. So, let's move this out of the way so you can maybe see what I'm doing here. So I'm just gonna like, make sure you debubble, get all the bubbles out. Once I get all the bubbles out, I should be able to add a little bit more liquid to this. And you want to debubble with something wooden or plastic. I personally cannot find my debubbler right now, so I'm using this wooden spoon. You don't want to put a knife in there, anything metal, because it'll scratch the inside and cause scratches, bacteria. It will actually cause your glasses to get weaker over time and break. They'll break in the cracks. So you do all the hard work of canning something, and like this project so far, I've been on it for 7 hours. So you go through all this hard work of doing something. The last thing you want to do is have it explode on you in the canner and lose it all. A little bit more. Should be good. And I'm going to set this to the side. I'm going to get all of these filled up and bring you back for the next step. Okay, I got the 5 jars of meat, 2 cans of turkey broth. So this is 5 meals off of 1 turkey, and that will have leftovers for my family. Vinegar, clean dish towel, paper towel, whatever you. I don't use paper towels in my house if I can help it. Although when I get to Missouri, that might change because laundry is going to be so much harder to do off grid. So I may go with paper towels for a little while. Now you want to make sure you get all the oil off the rims. Vinegar is the best thing to do that with. So I got some plain vinegar. Each time I'm going to use a different part of my rag. Where there's anything on a part of the lid, I don't transfer it to another one. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot one thing, y'all. I gotta go back and stop this. Hold on 1 second. Salt. Teaspoon. Now I gotta re-wipe. And the salt will incorporate in during the canning process. Usually I would put the salt on before I pour the liquid in. But it'll incorporate in the canning process. It'll mix in, so I'm not too worried about it. But for quarts, you want to go 1 teaspoon of salt in each. When I did this, I didn't put any salt in it. Salt is not a necessity. It is a preference. So now make sure I get all the salt off. I gotta redo these. Now, let me know if I missed salting one of these. I'm sure I did. I was about to say, you want to make sure, even if it's not salt, you want to make sure you get like any salt granules out so it doesn't get stuck in there, like under the lid, and interrupt the seal. And then I was like, oh yeah, I didn't add salt. No, I didn't add any seasonings to this at all. I prefer to season when it comes out. I just boiled it straight up with water. Have my 7 clean lids. Heavy doing dishes. Ignore the noise. I have a wonderful husband, y'all. Wonderful, wonderful husband. Take your lid, fingertip tight. When it starts spinning, it's tight enough. Now these are warm, but not hot. So I'm gonna put them in a cold canner. They've cooled off a lot by now. I'm not gonna say they're cold, but they're not hot either. Everything has 1 inch of headspace. Meat and broth alike. When it spins, it's tight enough. Do not over tighten. So, set this to the side. Jar lifter. Canning pot. 2 inches of water. You wanna, let me move you. Okay, hopefully I got you on a better angle. I'm gonna go 2 inches of water as per my canner instructions. Give me one more of those. Alright, so it's gonna be 2 inches of water. And like I said previously, I always use my jar lifter even whenever the jars are not hot, so that I always get in the habit I don't accidentally grab, you know, a boiling hot jar. So oh yeah, make sure your rack's in the bottom of your pot. You don't want your jars to bust. All right, so from here, I find my little arrow, line it up with my arrow. And then seal it shut. Oh, I guess it would be nice if I showed y'all what I was doing, huh? Forgive me. Yes. Make sure you can blend through that. Make sure this is loose. And there's my jars in the pot. I have my burner on, fire on. Now let me get arrow to arrow. I'm waiting for it to start venting. Okay, while I'm waiting on that to do something, that turkey smelts I got out earlier, I showed y'all, which just came from me scooping out some extra water to keep it from boiling over, putting it to the side, and then there's all this beautiful fat floating on top. So I just kind of poured it off, put it in a jar. Any recipe. Eggs, biscuits, whatever. Gravy, turkey grease. About a cup's worth. Okay guys, if you look here, I've got a little bit of steam coming through. So I'm going to start timing that for 10 minutes. As long as that steady stream's coming out, can actually like feel it. Whenever it's been coming out for 10 minutes, pressure will be built up inside of there, and I will then put on my weight and start my timer. Nothing happens until this weight starts jiggling. I'm gonna set the weight on. Timer does not get started. When the weight starts jiggling, then timer gets started. So just waiting on that steady stream to come out for 10 minutes. Okay, y'all, my 10-minute timer has gone off. A steady stream coming out. I got my 10 pounds of weight because of my elevation. Set that right there. This should pop up shortly. And this will start rattling like. And when that happens, I will start my timer for 90 minutes, an hour and a half. See if we can catch that popping up. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Pressure building. Oh, come on, you know you can do it. Are we gonna get it on camera? Or are we gonna get it? It doesn't look like we're gonna get it, y'all. Alright, it's gonna pop up. When it pops up, pressure will start building. That will start rattling, and I'll start my timer for 90 minutes. Okay, people, this is what we are looking for. The pressure is all the way up. We are rattling. So I'm gonna move down to about the 6.5-ish and start my timer for an hour and a half. All right, I'll bring y'all back. Okay, so I've been listening to this sound for the past 90 minutes. So now, turn off my heat, and I'm not going to remove my lid. I'm not going to touch that button. I'm going to wait for it to stop rattling, and I'm going to wait for this to completely go down. When that drops, the pressure will be released, and then I can remove my lid. Alright, so that should be in about 45 minutes or so. We'll see. Alright, I'll bring you back whenever that ends. I'm just ready for it to be quiet again. Okay. What is this? What time is it? 10:51 p.m. That means I have been at this since 9 a.m. So it's 11. So 14 hours later, and it has finally dropped. So 14 hours. This has only been going for 90 minutes, but I started this process 14 hours ago. So I'm removing that, and step back, release, and hubby will lift the lid away from him. Let it all drip in there. Okay, I'm gonna spread out my towel because you want to make sure you do not set these jars on the counter or they will bust. So, time to remove my jars. One of the broth. There's some fat in there, just add some flavor. It'll be alright. Canned turkey, y'all. It's still cooking. Alright, give me one moment. I'm going to remove the jars. Okay, I'm gonna allow hubby to pull them out. He asked me, and I told him no, but one of my drawers just popped. Y'all, and I want y'all to hear that wonderful sound. If we can get one to do it again.
That's the one that didn't. It's leaking.
It's okay. Just be careful. Hold it straight up.
Looks like tomorrow night's dinner.
Well, it depends. If it seals,
Yeah.
it will be good. As of now, no, it's not sealed. Okay, so I'm gonna let these set until tomorrow. Any that has sealed tomorrow, after I wake up, I will go ahead and clean up and remove my rings and label them and get them moved to the pantry. If they do not seal, I will wait until 11 o'clock tomorrow night to see if they are going in the pantry. If not, like hubby just said, they'll be dinner. Just put them in the refrigerator, they're fine. But did y'all hear that? That wonderful sound. I love hearing them ping.
These two, huh? Those two.
No, that first one has not pinged yet. That one has. That one has. This one has not. And this one has not. You see the little reflection going up. And then if you look at that one, it's got the little indentation going down. That's whenever they have sealed. So I still have a few more. As they cool down, they will vacuum seal. All right, I will bring y'all back tomorrow whenever I've cleaned up the jars that did seal and show y'all my finished product. Okay, people, I'm about to go to bed. It's been about 30 minutes since I pulled these out, and they are still cooking on my countertop. Everyone has pinged except for this one right there. There's a lot of fat on top of those. I don't strain my broth whenever I'm doing it this, like whenever I'm canning up meat. You're supposed to. Is it gonna go rancid on me? No, it never has. I'm not saying it definitely won't, but I'm saying it never has. But I mean, that's just extra flavor. It's fine for me. But I have one that has not sealed yet. Okay, I will see y'all back tomorrow. Good morning. It's the following morning. All of my jars have sealed except for one, so I'm not going to touch it. But the ones that have sealed, you just unscrew the lid. Try to pick up from the lid only. If it supports the weight, it's a good seal. Hot soapy water. Nasty siphoning. Hard water. It's just a good idea to wash your jars with soapy water. My Christmas towel. I'm not prejudiced around here. I use them no matter what the season. If it's in my drawer, it gets used. And I'll just label with yesterday's date because that's when it was processed, and put turkey on top, and then we have it. Now you could do this in pints. Everything's the same except the 75-minute processing time. And if you're a smaller family and you're not feeding a 6'6" husband and a 6'3" teenage son out of one jar, then you can probably go with the pints. 75 minutes of processing time as opposed to 90. But that's it. Bye, guys.